Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about how we can add and subtract variable expressions. So very similar to adding and subtracting like radicals and roots, we just want to make sure we have the same index and the same radicand, and then we can add whatever number is before, like our coefficient, if you will, or the number that's before our radical. So we're going to jump right in with three examples. Number one, as basic as it's going to get, we already have the like index and the like radical, cube root of x. So we can just add the numbers that we see out front. So 6 plus 2, and that's going to give us 8, cube root of x. Okay. Number two, we have 16 times the fourth root of 3p to the sixth minus p times the fourth root of 48p squared. So we got to do a little bit more to this one. Notice we do have the fourth root, so that's a good start, but our radicand is not the same. So what we can do for the first part, we have 16. And notice how we have p to the sixth inside, right? So that would be like p to the fourth times p squared, right? So for the fourth root of p to the fourth, so we could pull out 1p. And inside, we're still going to have the fourth root of 3, but now this is going to be p squared, right? So we pulled out p to the fourth, and now we have p squared inside. Now, we want to have, ideally, 3p squared on our next radical. And so let's think about, okay, 48 divided by 3 would give me 16, right? So I could write this as p, and this would be the fourth root of 16 times 3, p squared. Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite the first part, 16p, fourth root of 3p squared. But now the fourth root of 16 would be 2, so I can pull out a 2. So this would be minus 2p, and then the fourth root of 3p squared. So now we have 16p times the fourth root of 3p squared minus 2p times the fourth root of 3p squared. So see how our index is 4 and our radicand is 3p squared. So now we can just take 16p minus 2p to get 14p, and then times the fourth root of 3p squared. All right, that would be our answer for number 2. All right, number 3, we have the square root of 9w to the fifth minus w times the square root of w cubed. So very similar to number 2, we're going to simplify a little bit to see if we can get the radicands to be the same. So let's think about the square root of 9. Well, that's going to give me a 3, right? And then w to the fifth, well, I could pull out a w squared and a w squared. So that's a w squared on the outside, and then the square root of w. Now, the next part of my expression, w cubed, we could pull out, w squared times w, so we could pull out 1w. So this is now going to be w squared, and we are left with the square root of w on the inside. So now we have 3w squared minus 1w squared, so this is going to be equal to 2w squared times the square root of w, okay? And that's it. That's how you can add and subtract variable expressions.